the body and the mind. The body and the mind are limited and therefore vulnerable. They need protection, which gives rise to fear. As long as you identify with them, you are condemned to suffer. Understand your independence and be happy. I tell you, this is the secret to happiness. Believing that you depend on things and people to be happy comes from ignorance of your true nature. Knowing that you need nothing to be happy except for self-knowledge, this is wisdom. Without self-knowledge, everything is a problem. Seek what you are. Without this, you will be consumed by desires and fears, repeating them endlessly in a cycle of meaningless suffering. As long as you see yourself as a person, a separate body and mind, apart from the flow of life, with a will of your own and pursuing your own goals, you are living only on the surface. Whatever you do will be temporary and of little value, just fuel for the flames of vanity. By its very nature, the world is painful and transient. See it as it is, and strip yourself of all desire and all fear. You can only be happy in this world when you are free from it. When the world no longer binds you, it will become a place of joy and beauty. This is the supreme self-knowledge. Most people do not know that there can be an end to pain. But as soon as they hear the good news, going beyond all conflict and effort becomes the most urgent task there is. You know you can be free, and now it depends only on you. What you are, you must discover. I can only tell you what you are not. You are not of the world. You are not even in the world. The world does not exist. Only you exist. You create the world in your imagination, like a dream. Stop seeking happiness and reality in a dream, and you will awaken. The world exists only as a dream within consciousness. Anything that has form is nothing but an imagined limitation within consciousness. By itself, it has no existence. All limitation is imaginary, an illusion, Maya. Only the unlimited is real. Only the supreme observer, the absolute subjectivity, is real. Call it the self or Atman. Images appear and disappear in the mirror of your mind, but the mirror remains. Learn to distinguish the unmoving within what changes, the unchanging within change, until you realize that all differences are only apparent and that unity is the only fact. You may call this fundamental identity God or Brahman. The words do not matter. It is simply the realization that all is one. The world seems overwhelmingly real to you because you think about it all the time. Stop thinking about it, and it will dissolve into a subtle mist. When the mind is quiet, we can perceive ourselves as pure observers. We step away from both the experience and the experiencer, remaining apart in the state of pure consciousness, which is between and beyond the two. You do not need to know all the whys and hows. The questions never end. Abandon all desires. Keep the mind silent, and you will discover. When the mind is kept away from its concerns, it becomes silent. If you do not disturb this silence and remain in it, you will realize that it is filled with a light and love you have never known. And yet, you will recognize it immediately as your own nature. After experiencing this, you will never be the same again. The rebellious mind may break your peace and cloud your vision, but it is bound to return to silence as long as the effort is maintained. One day, all attachments will break, illusions and clinging will come to an end, and life will become deeply centered in the present. Any thought that you have attained or will attain this state is false. Whatever happens within consciousness is purely imaginary, a hallucination. So, keep in mind that everything is happening in consciousness. With this knowledge, remain still. Do not chase after thoughts as they arise in consciousness. What is needed is to understand with absolute conviction that everything is temporary and does not reflect your true state. You must perceive yourself as the unchanging, behind and beyond what changes, the silent witness to everything that happens. A quiet mind is all you need. Everything else will happen naturally once your mind becomes still. A window exists because of the absence of a wall. It gives light and air because it is empty. Be empty of all mental content, of all imagination and effort, and this very absence of obstacles will allow reality to pour into you. Deepen and expand your awareness of yourself, and all blessings will flow. You do not need to search for anything. Everything will come to you naturally and effortlessly. When the mind is silent, it reflects reality. When it is completely still, it dissolves, and only reality remains. This overwhelming reality makes the dreamlike world fade into irrelevance. This reality is so concrete, so real, much more tangible than mind and matter, that even a diamond seems soft as butter in comparison. See what you could see here and now, but because of the wrong focus of your attention, you miss the self. Your mind is caught up in things, people, and ideas, never in your own being. Shift your focus inward. Become aware of your own existence. The sun, by rising, awakens the world. In the same way, self-awareness awakens change in the mind. Under the light of calm and steady self-awareness, inner energies awaken and perform miracles without your effort. Relax and observe. Remain quiet, in silence, and reality will emerge. Or rather, it will draw you into itself. The matrix is complex, but each of us holds a part of the solution. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and together we'll see beyond appearances.